Right now, someone is talking about you. They're whispering your name in rooms you'll never enter, crafting narratives about your life they know nothing about, predicting your failure with a confidence that shocks even them. But here's what they don't know. God has already written the final chapter of your story, and in the next 60 seconds, you're going to discover why their voices are about to become the loudest testimony of your comeback. Stay with me, because by the time we finish, you'll understand exactly how God turns criticism into your crowning moment. Welcome, beloved. If this is your first time here, I want you to know you didn't stumble upon this message by accident. The very fact that you're hearing these words right now means God is preparing something in your life that's going to Chinese letter SHOCK, not just your critics, but even you. Do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for the Pray to Begin channel, because what we're about to unpack together isn't just information, it's transformation. And I want to make sure you don't miss a single divine message that God has prepared specifically for your journey. Before we go any further, I need you to do something powerful. Type in the comments right now, "I receive." Don't just read past this. Actually pause and type those 2 words, because you're not just engaging with a video, you're making a declaration in the spiritual realm. You're opening your hands to receive what God is about to release in your life. Go ahead, type "I receive," and let's step into this together. You know what's interesting about critics? They think they're writing your story, but they're actually writing their own obituary. Every word they speak against you, every plot they devise, every seed of doubt they try to plant about your character, your calling, your future, it's all being recorded in heaven's courtroom. And God, the righteous judge, is about to render a verdict that will leave them absolutely speechless. Psalm 37:6 promises us, "He will make your innocence radiate like the dawn, and the justice of your cause will shine like the noonday sun." Notice it doesn't say you have to defend yourself. It says He will make it radiate. Your job isn't to fight back with words. Your job is to keep moving forward while God orchestrates your vindication. Let me tell you something that will shift your entire perspective. Your critics are actually positioned by God as witnesses to your miracle. Think about that. The very people who said you would never amount to anything, the ones who laughed at your dreams, who questioned your integrity, who spread lies about your character, they're all being strategically placed in positions where they'll have no choice but to watch God elevate you. They're going to see your promotion. They're going to witness your blessing. They're going to watch your family flourish, your business expand, your ministry grow, and they won't be able to deny that God's hand is upon you. The Bible gives us a powerful picture of this in the book of Esther. Haman built a gallows specifically to hang Mordecai. He was so confident in Mordecai's demise that he constructed the very instrument of death with his own resources, his own time, his own energy. But what happened? The same gallows he built for Mordecai became the place of his own execution. Esther 7:10 tells us, "So they hanged Haman on the gallows he had prepared for Mordecai. Then the king's fury subsided." That trap your critics are setting, that pit they're digging, that scheme they're perfecting, it's not for you, it's for them. And when God flips the script, it won't just be poetic justice, it will be divine justice that leaves no room for debate. Here's what I need you to understand. God doesn't just defend you, He silences your accusers with evidence they cannot refute. When the Pharisees and religious leaders constantly criticized Jesus, questioning His authority, His methods, His associations, how did God respond? He didn't send angels to argue. He didn't open the heavens to debate. He raised Jesus from the dead. The resurrection was the mic drop that ended all arguments. And beloved, God is preparing a resurrection moment in your life that will do the same thing. Whatever they said died in your life, God is about to resurrect it in front of their eyes. Remember Joseph. His own brothers criticized him, mocked his dreams, plotted his death, and sold him into slavery. For years it looked like they were right. It looked like Joseph's dreams were just the delusions of an arrogant young man. But Genesis 45:3 gives us one of the most powerful moments in Scripture. "I am Joseph. Is my father still living?" But his brothers were not able to answer him because they were terrified at his presence. They were speechless. Not because Joseph gave them a speech about how wrong they were, but because his position spoke louder than any words ever could. When God elevates you to the place He's promised, your critics won't need an explanation. Your life will be self-explanatory. If you're finding strength in this message, do me a favor and hit that like button. Let me know this is resonating with your spirit, because when you engage, you're helping this message reach someone else who needs to hear that their season of vindication is coming. Now I want to address something that might be happening in your heart right now. Maybe you're thinking, but I actually did make mistakes. I'm not innocent in everything. Listen carefully. God doesn't vindicate you because you're perfect. He vindicates you because you're His. Romans 8:33-34 settles this once and for all. Who dares accuse us whom God has chosen for His own? No one. God Himself has given us right standing with Himself. Who then will condemn us? No one, for Christ Jesus died for us and was raised to life for us. Did you catch that? The question isn't whether you've been perfect. The question is whose you are. And if you belong to God, any accusation against you has to go through Him first. Your critics are about to learn a painful lesson that Psalm 105:15 makes clear. Do not touch my anointed ones. Do my prophets no harm. There's a protective hedge around your life that they cannot see but will certainly feel when they cross it. Every word spoken against you without cause, every action taken to harm your reputation, every scheme designed to block your progress, it all accumulates in heaven's record. And Proverbs 26:27 warns, whoever digs a pit will fall into it. If someone rolls a stone, it will roll back on them. The energy they've spent trying to bring you down is about to become the weight that crushes their own plans. But here's where this gets even more powerful. God isn't just going to silence your critics for your sake. He's going to do it for His name's sake. Ezekiel 36:22-23 reveals God's heart. It is not for your sake, people of Israel, that I am going to do these things, but for the sake of my holy name, which you have profaned among the nations where you have gone. I will show the holiness of my great name, which has been profaned among the nations. When people speak against you, if you're walking in obedience to God, they're actually speaking against His reputation. They're questioning His judgment, His choice, His ability to use you, and God takes that personally. Think about David. When Goliath stood on that battlefield, he wasn't just insulting the Israelites. He was defying the armies of the living God. And David understood something profound in 1 Samuel 17:45. You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. Your battles aren't just about you. They're about God's reputation. And when God steps into the ring to defend His name, the outcome is never in question. Here's what's happening in the spiritual realm right now, even as you listen to these words. Angels are being dispatched on your behalf. Strategies that were formed against you are being dismantled. Doors that were locked are being opened. Favor that was withheld is being released. And people who counted you out are about to receive divine assignments to help you. God has a way of turning enemies into footstools and critics into witnesses. He did it for David, He did it for Joseph, He did it for Esther, and He's about to do it for you. Proverbs 16:7 gives us this incredible promise. When the Lord takes pleasure in anyone's way, He causes their enemies to make peace with them. Notice it doesn't say God destroys all your enemies. Sometimes He does something even more powerful. He changes their hearts. He shifts their perspective. He opens their eyes to see what they were blind to before. Some of your harshest critics are going to become your greatest advocates, not because you convinced them, but because God convicted them. There's a season coming in your life where you won't have to defend yourself, explain yourself, or prove yourself. Your life is going to do all the talking. The fruit is going to speak. The blessing is going to testify. The peace in the middle of the storm is going to confound them. The joy in spite of the trials is going to puzzle them. And eventually, they're going to have to admit what Proverbs 18:12 warns about. Before a downfall, the heart is haughty, but humility comes before honor. Their pride positioned them to criticize, but your humility is positioning you for honor. I want you to understand something crucial. Silence doesn't always mean they stop talking. Sometimes God silences your critics by making their words completely irrelevant. They can still be talking, but nobody's listening anymore. Their credibility evaporates. Their influence diminishes. Their platform shrinks. Meanwhile, your voice is being amplified, your influence is expanding, and your platform is being built by divine hands. Isaiah 54:17 promises, "No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you." This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and this is their vindication from me, declares the Lord. You will refute every tongue, not might, will. Let me paint a picture for you of what's coming. There's going to be a moment, maybe it's weeks from now, maybe months, maybe it's already on the horizon, when you're going to be in a room or in a situation, and people who criticized you are going to be present. But this time, the atmosphere will be different. This time, your presence will command respect. This time, your words will carry weight. This time, they won't have the audacity to question you because God will have already answered every question with the evidence of your life. Psalm 23:5 describes it perfectly. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. God doesn't remove you from their sight. He elevates you in their sight. Now, as we bring this to a close, I want you to type one more thing in the comments. Type blessed and ready, because that's exactly what you are. You're blessed beyond measure, and you're ready for everything God is about to do. Go ahead, type blessed and ready and seal this word in your spirit. Here's what I need you to remember when you close this video. Your critics are not your problem. They're actually your proof. They're proof that you're doing something significant enough to attract opposition. They're proof that your life is threatening darkness enough to provoke attack. They're proof that God has called you to something so powerful that hell itself feels the need to organize resistance. But greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world, according to 1 John 4:4. And 2 Chronicles 20:15 reminds us, the battle is not yours but God's. So stop defending yourself and start declaring God's promises over your life. Stop explaining yourself to people who are determined to misunderstand you. Stop trying to prove your worth to those who are committed to devaluing you. Instead, invest that energy into your obedience, your growth, your intimacy with God, and your assignment. Let your life be your testimony. Let your fruit be your evidence. Let your peace be your power. God is about to silence your critics, not with arguments but with irrefutable evidence. Not with confrontation but with elevation. Not with your words but with His work in your life. And when He does, it's going to be so undeniable, so obvious, so powerful that even those who opposed you will have to acknowledge that God is with you. If this message has encouraged your spirit, I need you to do 3 things right now. First, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. You know who they are. That friend who's been discouraged by criticism. That family member who's been wounded by words. That colleague who's been held back by haters. Send them this message. Second, make sure you're subscribed to the Pray to Begin channel and click that notification bell so you never miss another divine message that could change your life. And third, come back. Come back for more videos like this, because we're building a community of believers who refuse to let the opinions of people override the promises of God. Until next time, remember, your critics are temporary but your God is eternal. Their words will fade, but His word will stand forever. Walk in confidence. Walk in peace. Walk in the assurance that the same God who defended David, delivered Daniel, and vindicated Joseph is working on your behalf right now. Stay blessed, stay focused, and stay ready for the moment when God makes your critics absolutely speechless. God bless you.